Fuma-Room, Electronic Latent Fingerprint Development System by Executive Forensics. Okay, we're introducing this even though we've conceptualized it for over a year and a half now. This is a crude prototype. We have a 12-volt DC computer fan in the bottom and our thermal plate on the top, insulated with a fire brick. That's overkill at this point, we won't need it. Here I'm hitting the thermal plate with an infrared sensor. This gives us a very accurate temperature reading, and the computer fan, when engaged, disperses the cyan yellow granules. Here for the first time, shown in action, we've got a lower thermal right now. We're approximately 200 degrees. We're going to move up slowly. Takes about a minute to get up to 440 Fahrenheit. Even though we're at a lower thermal, you can still see the functionality. If you look closely, you'll see the fumes leaving the tin. Now we can volatilize cyan yellow in the granulated form, scalable. We can expand this into any size chamber based on weight. We can expand it into vehicles. We can expand it into entire crime scenes. So we've turned the lights off here, and you can see the red glare there is from the infrared reflecting. We're monitoring the temperature. Here we're hitting about 300 degrees, not quite sufficient. Our worry is this product's going to be launched in a less than optimized thermal function. You see we're getting some background here at these lower temperatures. The Fuma-Room device is probably going to be the only way to successfully launch cyan yellow. Here we're at 340 degrees and we've got background dusting, which we've seen many times in other units. Alright, we're climbing in temperature rapidly now. We're putting some fresh prints on. We're going to hit it with the infrared again. We're adding more crystals or granules. Okay, we're approaching 400 degrees here, and we're getting very specific fingerprint only polymerization, no background. The thermal function on this product is mandatory in our opinion. Here we're at 440 degrees. I can see that by reading that infrared sensor there. And we have very specific binding, copolymerization of the dye materials with the cyanoacrylate. They're pretty much locked in, although we do recommend they rest for about 10 minutes. Their fragility in the initial phase is something we want to be careful of. Alright, we're scaling up now into an entire chamber. We hit those tiles with UV to show there were no fluorescence observable. Alright, we're firing it up. We're at 440 Fahrenheit. Those are the granules you'll see. We almost have instantaneous vaporization at that temperature with the granules. We're engaging the computer fan now to distribute those in a rapid dispersion throughout the chamber. The next tests we will do will be inside vehicles and entire crime scenes. We feel that cyan yellow needs to be scalable in this form. We feel the shelf life issue is resolved, scalability is resolved, and the thermal functions clearly identified. Alright, we're opening the chamber now. This has been a time-lapse function here. 10 minutes, and we're going to vent the chamber, fire up the UV, UV gives us a nice bloom response, but we still feel at this time 450 nanometers is the optimum wavelength to detect these fingerprints with. But you'll see all throughout the chamber, 100% of the tiles, we have very specific cyan yellow bloom, no background, absolutely no background, just fingerprints, and that is the key to its sensitivity. The thermal function is mandatory. If we want to launch this product properly, it's going to have, there you can see they're still fragile. We recommend they sit for at least 10 minutes. I can still rub them off if I try real hard. That's the kind of results we're after. And scalability is now resolved. And on these test tiles, as many other times, once the thermal parameter is hit, we have 100%. Fuma-Room electronic fingerprint system, developed by Executive Forensics, David Weaver, Mason Hines, Charles Steele. Thank you for your time.